So, object of the game. This is the quick start guide, then we'll go into the regular games if we want to know more information. Object of the game, build a dungeon out of the room cards to attract and destroy heroes. Earn 10 souls and you win, but get 5 wounds and you lose. This is the game where you can actually like die and get out of the game. So setup of the game, shuffle all the decks, which we're doing. If you're playing with less than 4 people, you actually have to worry about hero cards, but we don't have to worry about that. Like taking out certain ones. Randomly deal each player 1 boss. Which I'm about to do. I'm shuffling them. Okay.
I got a kobold. I'm gonna be
Do we look?
Yes, you look and they're going to be face up, actually. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Draw 5 room cards and 2 spell cards. Oh, I see. Okay. So then, these are shuffled already. So I'm going to deal 5 room cards to each person. 1.
I'm supposed to look at this?
Yeah.
Or other people supposed to look at this?
Oh, yeah.
You said face
Yes.
up, so I said face.
I don't know what
Face up.
this means.
And then
That's your boss that you're
2
defending or something?
spell cards. And so, so of the room cards and the spell cards, you can look at all those, and then you're going to pick two of them to discard. So you're going to not keep 2 of these things. You get to pick between.
What am I doing?
Whatever looks cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, so if you don't want to discard yet, you want to know how the game actually works first.
Yes.
We'll
That'd
get to
be
that.
helpful, yeah.
Ideally.
Right. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'll jump to the. So the
What is she eating?
a leaf.
Too late now.
So when we look at, what I'll do is I will just look at the list. So let's suppose that this is the room you put down. When heroes come out, I'm sorry, when adventurers come out, heroes, yeah. So if this adventurer comes out, he's a thief. So this is the icon for thief. So whoever has the most money bags types of rooms in their dungeon, this thief is attracted to it because it has. So this is priest, and then this is money bags. So when this adventurer is going to decide which dungeon he wants to go adventure in, it's going to go for whichever one has the most money bags.
Okay.
So when you're putting down these rooms, like you're trying to.
What if they're equal?
So they're equal.
That goes for the lowest health or something.
I don't know if there's a starting player, then it would start with them. Or something.
Yeah, I believe it's actually so on your hero, on your boss rather. On your boss, there's a XP, and so I think it goes for whichever one has the highest XP.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Types of cards, boss. So on the boss card, there's the boss icon that's relevant. There's the boss ability. Each boss card has a powerful level up ability which triggers at the end of the build phase when your dungeon first reveals 5 visible rooms. So once you have 5 visible rooms in your dungeon,
You can use your ability.
then you can
Can level.
then you use it right away. I think. Yeah, I think you use it right away. The XP during each phase, players act in XP order. The highest XP player goes first, followed by the second highest, and so on. And then also there's treasure. That's the thing in the lower right. A boss's treasure card icon adds to the total. So if your boss had also money bags, and then it would add to the total of money bags. So this thief would be more likely to go to yours because your rooms and your boss attract thieves.
So is it rooms first? If there's a tie, then it goes to boss, or does it combine them together first? Or?
Yeah, I think you're going first, so I'll probably get to that. But
Okay.
I believe that, so like if you have the highest XP, you go first, and then But yeah, I guess yeah.
All right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Good.
So the room cards, the type of room it is the icon that's in this corner. So this is a trap room. It also says it here, but this icon changes depending on the type of room. So there's a trap, or there's a monster room, and then different abilities will affect rooms if they're traps or whatever. So you might have one that says monster rooms adjacent to this room have +1 health. So if you have monster rooms on either side, they have +1 health. I forget exactly how that works. I'll get to that. They have an ability, which we just talked about, and then damage. So each time a hero enters a room, it takes the listed damage. When the hero meets or exceeds its health, the hero dies. So if you have it here and the hero comes in and it's only 1 health, so this is only 1, then it would die.
So that guy would beat this room.
This guy would beat that room,
and then beat the other
go to
one.
the next room, and then
Like if that was your dungeon,
right,
you would just lose and you're out of the game.
Well, he would get to here, and then your boss. Yeah, I guess bosses don't have any attacks. So yeah, he would count against yours. So this is the damage he would do to you. He does 1 damage, whereas the epic heroes they do 2 damage. So they're more valuable.
And how do you know
they're harder to kill.
Your health?
These cards stay like. There's an example of how you might set up your board, but basically they stay here as wounds that you have, and then souls people you've killed.
Okay.
So you have your rooms. They come across your monster.
So your boss is your very end, and then you have wounds and...
Right. Wounds and then souls. So if you kill guys, then they stay there, and then otherwise you stack up the wounds you have.
And when you get to so many, you die?
Once you get 5 wounds, you die.
Yeah. I remember that part, but I didn't...
So then the rooms, then the treasure indicators is what actually attracts them. So warriors or whatever would be more likely to want to attack your place because you have swords. Heroes. So there's the treasure icon that they're looking for. I talked about the health, how much the health they have before they would die. How much wounds they would give to you. We can ignore these. These are how many players you have to keep this card around. Soul. When a hero dies in your dungeon, turn it face down. So when in your souls thing, where you're actually gaining points, a little coin or whatever, the souls, so those will stack up for how many adventurers you've killed. And then now we're gonna talk about spells. So I'll just flip this over. So this spell, there's the text, and then there's the phase icon. So, oh, I see. So this icon is letting you know also, if it's a hammer, you'd play it during your build phase. If it's an axe, you play it during your adventure phase. But I mean, the text probably explains that anyway. But or if it's both icons, it could be either. So in this one, choose 1 hero in town. Place it at the entrance of your dungeon. So you could play that to forcibly pull
a hero
to go to your dungeon instead of somewhere else. But I'm guessing you still have to play in your turn. After the beginning of the let's see. You may play any number of spells per turn, but may only play spells during the build or adventure phase. So yeah, so I could do this, but I can't do it to try and if you have more XP, stuff would still come to you. When it's my turn, if I'm not eligible to have an adventure come to mind, I can lure it using this card. But I can't try to steal it if you're going to go first, sort of thing. You can only play these during your turn.
Sure.
Okay. Priority. If you are the active player while you are placing a room face down during... Oh, yeah, that's right. So during the build phase. Yeah, I forgot about that part. I played this once before. Initial setup. Shuffle the boss cards. Boss deck and randomly deal them out. One thing I'm trying to find out is... let's see. So mulligan. If you draw 4 advanced rooms or 4 of one treasure type, you may shuffle your entire hand back into the decks and draw a new hand. Does that apply to anybody? Yeah, look at mine.
I don't know what that means.
If there's a,
So
the
So I
rooms would
have
actually
4
say
priests.
advanced.
right,
So if I wanted, I could.
So 4 advanced or 4 what?
if you have 4 advanced rooms or 4 of one treasure type. So if all your rooms are all
What's a treasure type?
these icons. So if you have like 4 that are all the same icon, you can mulligan your hand.
I'm just gonna keep it. I
Okay.
guess. I don't know.
So the
What's this icon?
that's
The
Trap
type of the room.
or
Right.
monster.
right. Build phase, beginning of turn. During the build phase. Okay, wait, sorry. I'll start with sequence of play. So after the initial setup, each turn in a monster's consists of 5 phases. Beginning of turn, reveal heroes in town, 1 hero per player in the game. Then each player draws a card from the room deck. Then, next phase, it's the build phase. Each player. Okay, so with this, actually, you're going to be playing it. It's not actually your whole turn. So during the build phase, which I'm about to explain, is when you play this.
And then you
Can you
choose
build
to
only
activate
one
it,
card during the build phase, or as many as you want?
Probably. I'm about to. So build phase. Each player may build 1 room. Players take turns in XP order, highest to lowest, placing their room cards face down. At the end of the build phase, newly built rooms are revealed simultaneously. So you're building it, but you don't know what everyone else is building to try and plan around it. And then, so if you're going to play this one, then you could play it at that point to indicate I want this hero to come to my place. Bait phase. Heroes move to the entrance of the dungeon with the highest consecutive treasure value, or stay in town if treasure values are tied. So if there's a tie, they don't go to either, I guess. So adventure phase, which is if you have any spells that have the axe, this is when you play those. Adventure phase is heroes travel through dungeons in XP order. Each player takes a turn as the active player, processing all heroes at his or her dungeon entrance and acquires souls or wounds. Does that make sense?
Wait, read that again.
So the previous phase, the heroes are outside your dungeon. So in XP order, let's say you were first, you'd move a hero through your dungeon, and then they die or hurt you at the end, and then then you bring another one through, and so on.
Okay.
Once a hero, like if a hero beats a room, then does that just go away?
No, they just go through it. Some of the rooms, they'll have like an ability where you can destroy this room to activate a trap to then kill the hero, then that room would be destroyed if it says that. But otherwise, the room is
But otherwise, like it'll be there for the next hero.
Correct.
It'll still do damage to it.
Right. So then they go through and they get wounds or souls. End of turn. The turn ends and a new turn begins.
Remind me again, is this how much damage you do to the
room
hero?
does,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
So XP value. Each boss has an XP value that determines. One thing I'm wondering is, can you choose the order that the heroes go into your thing? Let's see. Beginning of turn. This is just an explanation. What I want to know is with the advanced rooms. I remember that was a little on top of an existing. Oh, I see. A room can be placed in one of 2 locations. To the left of your leftmost card. Oh, I see. So you're actually building
heroes get
away from
revealed
your boss.
first.
Maybe? I guess.
So they go from right to left. They don't go from left to right.
Right, yeah, so I don't know if I showed you that picture.
Well, yeah,
but-
because you
Picture
have to
shows it.
build outward.
Right, so yeah, so here's an example. So you have your boss here, so I guess your first one you put down is right next to your boss.
And then you have to keep.
And then you keep on building them to the left.
Oh, okay.
To the left, to the left.
Yeah. During setup phase, place your first room to the left of your boss. Afterwards, build additional new rooms to the left. You may build a maximum of 5 visible rooms. Yeah. So you have your boss in the room, your first room. Every other room you build are going to come out this way.
Oh, okay. So
you're making more rooms in front of your boss.
Okay.
And you can have no more than 5.
You have no more than 5.
So the heroes get revealed before we build, so we can see what's coming. And then we plan around it by building. That's according to the quick start guide that I just read.
Yes. So the other place that rooms can be built is on top of existing rooms. Ordinarily, rooms can be built on top of any. Ordinary rooms can be built on top of any room. Advanced rooms can only be built on top of a room with at least one matching treasure icon. So.
And the treasure icons are in the lower right.
Yeah. So suppose I had one. I don't have an example right now, but so this one is. So suppose that this was an advanced room, which it isn't. Advanced trap room. And if I want to build this, I'd have to build it on top of this. I could build it on top of this because there's no swords here.
Yep.
But I could build it on top of this because there's matching treasure.
Okay, so the advanced room is like building a ruby mine over a regular mine and convert them up, but it can only be a mine and it
replaces it.
Yeah. You may choose not to play a room, but you cannot change your choice once you are no longer the active player. Sure. Alright, so that's just an example of the thing we just talked about. Combining treasure values, luring ties. If there's a tie, it doesn't go anywhere. Spell cards or room cards abilities cannot be used during the bait phase. If multiple players move to a player's dungeon, they arrive in the order that they were revealed from the deck. Okay, so you can't choose the order that they'll go into your dungeon. It's based on as they reveal from the hero deck.
Okay, so first in, first out. Or first in one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Why would you have more than one?
Okay, so you may have covered this, but when the heroes get revealed, we reveal 1 per player, correct?
Right. So there's 4 heroes sitting out there.
If I have the most of 2 icons, like most thief icons and most warrior icons, and a warrior and a thief come out, do they both go into my dungeon?
Yeah. So then during the bait phase, then those 2, if you won for the warrior and thief, they would go in front of your dungeon.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't know if everyone had to fight a monster.
And I don't know if you already went over this when you're going over advanced rooms. If you have a monster room and you have an advanced trap room, can you put the trap room over the monster room if they share an icon?
Yes. So in this example they have here, you're trying to put this advanced monster room. This is valid because it's priest matching up. This is valid because it's matching up. And this but not this one because it's. Yeah.
I just didn't know if you could mix and match room.
Right.
Mix and match room types.
And we can only build 1 room the first turn, so most likely heroes will go through it the first turn
and kill.
So everybody
take a point of damage and
dies the first round.
Potentially,
but some of the heroes might.
I mean, it's only going to do
right. Yeah, right. That and you might have spells or like there's different. And some of them like you might not. There might be ties and I mean yeah.
And then are spells like? Does that take up your build if you put a spell down? Can you not put down a spell?
Room? Yeah,
No.
that would be my question too.
I don't believe so.
But this might because it's a build action versus the axe.
I think that after the
axe
you may play any number of spells per turn, but may only play spells. I think it's no. You can still build.
Yeah, okay. I mean, this just means you have to build it during build phase, so you don't see what everybody else's rooms are to think like, yeah, I'm going to lure that thief to mine with this princess.
Right. Okay.
I think, we just need to play
around. So
what is this again? How do you do the level up thing again?
So once you have 5 rooms visible, then
the max number you can.
Right. The max number you can. Then that activates, and I think it happens right away. Okay, so Did you want to, now that you know more about the game, do you want to mulligan or no?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I have no idea.
Did I say let's just play?
I have no idea what.
You said something about discarding though.
Yeah, you have to discard 2 of those cards I
Oh.
gave you initially.
Then I
That's
might
right.
take the mulligan because I'm not.
Is
gonna
there a
have
limit
mulligan.
to how many cards you can ever have in your hand?
No. I don't think so.
So you can discard 2 rooms or the spells. It doesn't have to be
Correct.
a certain number.
Yeah, so you could try to like, so the other thing to keep in mind is spells. Like so each round or whatever, you're gonna draw 1 room card, but the spells you only draw as a result of other things. So you don't draw spell cards naturally. So they're harder to get, but you need rooms to be able to do stuff.
I don't like having to discard 2 of my 5 because how do you do draw 1 like every turn?
Well,
How do
you
I
discard
believe so.
2 of your 7.
I only have spells too. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not just rooms.
So what I don't know is the hero.
How do you get spells?
You have two of the cards in your hand are spells.
Okay,
Two-
Yeah.
do we have
But-
discards?
But how do you
Oh.
get more?
Like there might be a thing that says like, when a adventurer comes through this room, get a spell or.
Okay.
So that's the only
So
way
you
to
don't
get
you don't
rooms?
draw them like rooms.
Correct.
You always draw a room one, I think.
Yeah, during one of the phases. During the beginning of turn phase.
Okay.
What I want to know
Where do
is
we-
the epic heroes. How do they get mixed into the deck? I'm guessing just on the bottom of the regular one.
Oh, can I take this and have this be our discard? 1 be rooms, 1 be
Sure.
spells.
Yeah, sounds good. So then this was a hero. We'll just put that there. This was a spell. We'll put that there.
Can like heroes destroy rooms or?
No, they.
But spells might be able to if. They,
Right, so you might be able to like destroy somebody else's room with a spell, maybe. I forget what all the spells are.
Sure.
The epic heroes. Heroes are the key resource. Epic heroes are.
I understand.
Okay, so they appear after. You don't understand what?
This card.
Do you want to ask about it, or you want to not reveal what it is?
Well, do heroes stay in people's dungeons?
They pass through, and then they get to your boss, and they either die or they
cut
hurt your
you.
boss.
Yeah. So when you are going,
So if they are
attracted to a dungeon,
right,
this would say like, no, you're gonna go back to town.
But then they're not in the dungeon. They're just
Well,
at the
they're at the entrance.
entrance of the dungeon.
Yeah, I mean that's how I would say that's like if they're at the entrance of the dungeon, you can unattract them to the dungeon.
Okay,
It's
so
scary.
it's not in the dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could also play it when they're in the dungeon, but
Well, because my other card specifically talks about the entrance to the dungeon, and then this one says in the dungeon.
well, I mean,
I don't know.
Okay. I think I'm good. I want to
So you
discard
can only
those.
play 1 card per turn. Does that
Correct.
include spells? I
Yeah.
forget if we mentioned
you
this.
can only
build a
place
room.
1 room per turn. You can play as many spells as you want, as long as it's in the appropriate phase.
Okay.
Okay, let me build. So if you're wondering for layout of things, here's this cool
It's-
picture.
Boss, wounds, souls, and then you build your rooms out.
Right. And so we have. So I'm going to keep this as 1 stack. I don't know if. I guess we can separate them out like they have.
I mean,
So that way you
if
know.
it goes right in the
If you have a better idea, of like when epic heroes are going to start. Because they're harder to beat, but they give you more stuff. So revealed heroes go out here, 4 spaces, room deck.
Okay, so they're 2 separate piles, or
Okay.
you're drawing from.
Say again? So the regular heroes are going to come out first.
Okay.
When
Oh,
we, when
okay.
we defeat
Once
or
they're
be
all done.
killed by
Oh,
the
okay.
heroes.
Then we
I
go
thought they were
to-
mixed in and randomly. Okay.
Right. That's what I was trying to figure out for. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then we're gonna use those for discard. Okay, I think we're ready to start.
Let's do it.
All right.